Hello, my name is Elise. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. Today I've got a card using the Mama Elephant Flip Slider die and just a cozy little Christmas card. Keep watching to see how I made it. So just wanted to quick show you the sets that I'm using. Obviously the Flip Slider die for Mama Elephant, the Merry Script die for Mama Elephant, and the Holiday Biddies stamp and die set from Mama Elephant. Those little Holiday Biddy images fit perfect onto the little Flip Slider. I have included my coloring, but it's very sped up for you to watch. I do not consider myself to be an expert Copic marker colorer, but it is a lot of fun and I really do enjoy practicing and yeah, it's fun to use. It's a really fun medium, I think. So, yeah, I thought I would just include it. While I am coloring, I thought I would tell you guys a funny story that has nothing to do with Christmas or coloring. But I always like it when the people that I watch tell stories while they color. So, taking some inspiration from Kelly Lodovola here. Anyways, I decided a few weeks ago to do some yard work and trim a bush out in front of our house that desperately needed trimming. And it turns out that yellow jackets nest in the root of bushes. And I did not know that there was a yellow jacket nest underneath the bush. And I trimmed the bush and was stung 9 times by yellow jackets. So that's my funny story for today, and a little tidbit about being careful when you trim the shrubs out in front of your house because you might get stung by yellow jackets. Let me know in the comments down below if you've had a similar experience. I hope that no one has. On these little candy canes, it's really hard to see which ones are which, so I'm kind of just taking my best guess. I'm also not doing any shading on that, just because they're teeny tiny, the little stripes on the candy cane. So I actually used 2 different shades of green. So the green on the tree is different from the green on the stocking and the green which will be colored on the present ribbon. For this card, I'm using some patterned paper from Lawn Fawn. I believe it came out last year, but potentially the year before. It's from the Nitpicky collection, and it has a lot of red and green in it, so I just wanted to mimic what is in the paper in my coloring. Because I'm only coloring 4 images, it really does not take a lot of time to do this coloring. I have this sped up to be 4 times fast. So it goes pretty quick. And then just lastly, to finish off that jar, I just added a kind of tin lid to what is a glass jar. I could have shaded the glass. Like I see a lot of people doing that as like a BG to make it look like glass. But like I said, these images are pretty tiny. So I've run everything through the die cut machine, both the Flip Slider die pieces and the little Holiday Biddies, and now I am making the slider mechanism. So there's little perforations and you just want to fold along them. So you see that long tab you want to fold back underneath, and that's where you should start your creases and then go from there. So the Flip Slider die comes with 2 rectangles. One is smaller than the other, so you can make these frames. You could definitely just use the larger rectangle in and of itself. I am just using some Gina K tape runner and adding on these little images to my little panels here. There are a lot of cute images in this stamp set. A lot of ways you could make little ugly sweaters. I thought about making this card with the knit paper and just making 4 little ugly sweaters. So I might try that next time that I play with this little Flip Slider die. This Flip Slider die could also be used for many other holidays and not just Christmas. So on each of the little, like now you've made these little strips between the perforations, that's where you want to add your adhesive. I used really thin score tape for this. It's definitely the easiest so that you don't get, because you don't want adhesive to get anywhere but in between the little perforations. So then you take the first one off, which is sitting on the base. So that one won't move. And then just peeling off all of the other strips and adding these on one by one. With these, you want the one that you want shown when you look at the card without it moving to be on top. So put that one on last. I definitely think it's easier to have already decorated these panels and then put the flip slider together than the other way around. It would be very difficult to adhere anything onto these. As you can see, they all lay on top of each other. So just putting that last little square on, and then closing over the little tabs. So the tabs on the back are the only thing that will be adhered down to the card base. So once again, I've got a little bit of score tape. Adhering those down, you don't want to put any adhesive on the strip because that is what moves and makes the flip slider. So just making sure that that is straight. This paper makes it really easy to make sure that it's straight because of all the lines. And then I'm just playing with it to make sure it all works well. I had a little bit of extra adhesive on the side of that candy cane jar, but once I had that taken off, we were good to go. Off camera, I've cut the Mary die 3 times, twice with white and once with Simon Says Stamp Schoolhouse Red, and adhered them all together. I kind of like that you can see the white peek through a little bit from behind the red. It makes it look like a candy cane. And I'm just adhering that sentiment down onto my card panel here. The card panel is cut to just smaller than A2 size. So in the Lawn Fawn stitch rectangles, which is what I use to cut it out, it is the second largest. If you have both the large and the small set, I should say. So now I thought I was going to use that Gina K adhesive to adhere that down, but I decided I wanted to use liquid glue. Lately, I've really been liking using liquid glue to adhere things down because it just buys you that tiny little bit of wiggle room to get things down straight. So I have that card base. It's Neenah Solar White 110 pound. And I'm adhering this card front. And that is really the card for today. I will show you up close how this moves. Oh, wait, it's not the card for today. I took the Lawn Fawn Push Here sentiment set and took the Pull Here sentiment to add to the little tab so that my recipient knows how this interactive card is supposed to work. Because of this card in particular, I'm going to send to someone and I won't be there to explain to them how it works. So I really like this stamp set when when creating interactive cards. So here is the card up close, and I'll show you how that moves. It moves so easily. This is so fun. I feel like an adult or a kid, anybody who got this, I think would be totally thrilled with this card. Thank you for joining me today. Click to subscribe if you want to see more from me, or click to watch another video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much.